I put my mind to it. Then I got my pen and put my grind to it. Never easy, it was hard from the get-go. Start my obstacles, Jazzy been through it.
So, I've heard you talk about change and changing, just change in general a lot. And you sort of touched on it here, but I just wanted to sort of ask again, what besides like the things you've already delivered on, what or that you hope to deliver on, what have you delivered on as state senator thus far?
So a number of bills. One, first, I'll just say as a member of the Senate, voting in favor of legislation like primary care reform, minimum wage, historic investments in our public education system, targeted at students who need and deserve that support the most. Low income students living in low income households, students who are English language learners, students of color, students who deserve and need equitable funding for our public schools so they get the full support that they need to thrive. So supporting those measures, co-sponsoring those measures, voting for those measures, legislating isn't just the bills that you introduce yourself, it's also the support that you lend to bills that pass. For bills that I've sponsored, a number of bills I'm really excited to have helped deliver. One is legislation that I was a Senate prime sponsor on, expanding what's called telehealth, which would allow for more people to access healthcare services, even if they can't take time off work to drive to the doctor's office or to a specialist's office. Folks who live in rural communities, who live far away from those doctor's offices and hospitals. Folks who live in rural communities who don't have access to stable broadband and internet. Folks folks with disabilities who might struggle to make it to a doctor's office. The telehealth expansion that we were able to pass is going to make healthcare more available and more affordable for more Delawareans. I was the Senate prime sponsor on legislation that established finally meaningful funding for vocational training and mental health services for youth who are reentering society after spending time in our juvenile justice facilities. I was also the proud sponsor of legislation that expanded non-discrimination protections for religious minorities here in Delaware, because we have seen startling and disturbing incidences of Islamophobic and anti-Semitic discrimination and violence, not just here in Delaware, but elsewhere. And our laws should make sure that they clearly protect people of every faith background and those of no faith background. Legislation that helps to bring down the cost of home health care, legislation that will help to expand access to dental care here in Delaware. So I'm really excited about what we've been able to deliver already, both as a member of the Senate, a co-sponsor, a vote, but also as the prime sponsor of a number of important bills.
I put my mind to it. Then I got my pen and put my grind